and my wife will say, you know, stop letting them bite you. They suck your blood, they leave an itchy bump that irritates for days and days. And of course, most importantly, they spread disease. My name is Perrin Stott-Ross, and I'm a mosquito biologist at the University of Melbourne. I started out with my Bachelor of Science. I went on to do a Master's and a PhD working with mosquitoes, and now I'm a DECRA Fellow, also working with mosquitoes. So my fellowship is really about trying to find new ways to control mosquitoes, but also try to understand how they will respond to climate change in the future. It was really just by chance that I ended up with this mosquito project. The project involves a bacterium which basically acts like a vaccine for mosquitoes that can stop the transmission of dengue. So by the end of this project, hopefully we'll have a better understanding of how we can stop the diseases they're spreading and try to predict where they're going to be a problem in the future and try to mitigate that risk of disease. Mosquito whisperer. You know, I wanted to give the impression that I'm some sort of expert in mosquitoes, which at the time I wasn't, but I think I am now. I'm mosquito hunting at the moment, and I can see that there's hundreds of mosquito larvae here. And I'm going to be collecting some to work on in the lab as part of my project. They're actually very good at sort of finding any sort of standing water. And even in the system garden, there's bromeliads, there's pools of water, and there's mosquitoes in there. And the best way to feed a mosquito blood is really directly at the source. You can also use animals, but of course you need ethics approval for that. So here in the box, we've got about 500 mosquitoes. These are actually mosquitoes which are carrying a bacterium which blocks the transmission of dengue virus. When we need them to lay eggs, we feed them on human blood. This species of mosquito, I've been doing it for so long that I barely have any itching afterwards. So I suppose they're my favorite. Mosquitoes love living in this environment because it's nice and warm, nice and humid. We give them plenty of food. They're nice and happy. Well, I like to make a difference. I love working with mosquitoes because people really care about them, often in a negative way. I think there's a lot to be concerned about. So there's a lot of mosquitoes which are currently mostly restricted to the tropics, but with increasing global temperatures, they are spreading to new regions, and with that, they're bringing new diseases as well. If we can reverse or slow climate change, that should help as well. I've been doing it as a hobby ever since I was a child, really. I grew up watching a lot of animated films and things like Wallace and Gromit and Plasmo and Gumby. They really inspired me to get into clay animation. It's certainly a way to engage the public. And you have a lot of creativity. It was really the curiosity that got me into this research, but over time I'm starting to see that our research is really having a big impact on people's lives. So mosquitoes have a role in nutrient cycling. They're a good food source for many other invertebrates and fish and birds. They do also play an important role in pollination. Well, you shouldn't hate the mosquitoes, you should hate the disease. You know, that's what's really killing people.